స్టార్ట్ చేశానులేండి.
Make me co-host also. Okay.
నేను రికార్డింగ్ కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేశాను. ఐ విల్ మేక్ యూ.
Namo Namaha. Shubhodayam. Good morning, everybody. Today is the second day of our series of lectures on Shodasa Samskarams. So let us start with Vande Mataram by Sisi Babu Garu, and then we'll do Prarthana. Let us all stand up.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Tasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Suprajyosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Sobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Namaskar.
Dhanyavada Mahodaya.
Dhanyawad.
So let's have Prarthana now. I will do that. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyaye Sarva Vighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhit Bhavatu Me Sada Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Let us start with our session. I request Dr. Visalakshi ji to continue.
Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Medha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Shivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya cha Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yesterday we have covered 5 points, and today also we will try to cover 5 points out of Shodasa Samskaras. And today, after completing 5 points, just I want to ask the questions from what I taught, the topics that I taught yesterday and today also. So please, all of you try to answer one by one all the questions so that we can know how much you have grasped and understood. And also if any doubts are there, we can clear them. So today we are starting with the Nishkramanam. Nishkramanam means coming out. That is, the baby stayed for more than 9 months time at the womb of the mother. So it would be very difficult for the baby to see the light outside and also get accustomed to the outside environment. So the baby would feel comfortable and protective when the mother holds the baby with both the hands and hugs it to her heart. At that time, the baby experiences the warmth and love which it experienced in the mother's womb and feel feels happy. Then slowly the baby gets used to the light in the bedroom and the atmosphere there. After staying in the rooms of the house for 3 months and growing little by little, the baby begins to recognize the face of the mother, the touch and comfort of the mother and father, etc., family members, relatives, and all. And notice the external objects also. After the completion of 3 months, when 4th month enters, on the same tithi, when the baby was born, on the same tithi day, the baby should be taken out for the first time to the Yajnashala, Puja Gruha, where Agni Karya would be performed by the parents under the guidance of priests and Brahmins. They perform this ritual for the safety and health of the child. There they pray gods, Ishta Devatas, Kula Devatas, Navagraha Devatas, and Panchaputa Adhisthana Devatas to please them and to keep the baby safe from the planets, Balarishta Grahas, and Naradrushti, and also to get the Anugraha of all the gods and to get their blessings. Thus, the priest makes the Yajamani perform. Yajamani means the baby's father. Perform certain yajnas and blesses the couple and the baby. The parents of the child should please the priest with puri dakshinas and do pranamas. Then they should give shadrasopeta bhojana to all the relatives and friends who came there with all panchapakshas. Thus, when for the first time the baby is brought to the Yajnashala, she should be exposed to the sun god, the rays of the sun, the light and rays of the sun should fall on the baby. So they should pray Surya Bhagavan to bless the child, to give luster, longevity, and wisdom. Then in the evening, they should take the child to any nearby park to make him or her, the baby, enjoy the cool breeze in the midst of green plants and flowers. The main purpose of this ritual is to make it a habit for the baby to come out of the house into the lap of nature, so that the baby starts developing the capacity to withstand the outside atmosphere. The clean, fresh air would give good health also. This ritual is also performed to protect the child from balagrahas, who normally attract small children, so that the baby does not have to suffer from the evil planets, receives the blessings of nature. Sun rays are useful for the development of the longevity and physical fitness, and the body also becomes very strong. Sri Krishna Paramatma says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Yet Shastra Vidhim Utsrujya Vartate Kamakarataha Na Sa Siddhim Avapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. Whoever lead their lives without following the methods told in the Shastras and behave as they wish can never obtain any happiness or liberation. So we all should know what is said in Shastra and follow that. Gita Charya also says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanamte Karya Karya Vichakshane. Whenever any doubt arises, we should refer to the Shastras. The Upanishad also says, Aluksha Dharma Kama Hasyuhu. Should know from those who are aware of those things and have the knowledge of Shastras. So all of us should lead our lives, full lives, as per the rights given to us in the Shastras by our ancient sages, and follow the Shodasa Samskaras, mold our children as benefactors to the society, and we should get salvation through our various that is our virtuous, our good deeds, and also through our virtuous children. Annaprasana Samskara is the 7th Samskara. Now, Annaprasana is a sacrament which is celebrated as a festival It is feeding the rice to the newborn baby for the first time. By Annaprasana ritual, the child gets health, longevity, luster, and intelligence and growth. Anna means that which is eaten, that is cooked rice. Prasana means eating. Annaprasana is that samskara in which some solid food other than mother's milk is being given to the baby for the first time. Without doing Annaprasana, according to the Shastrokta method, the children should not be given to swallow anything other than mother's milk. If mother's milk is not sufficient, cow milk can be given. But other than these two milks, nothing should be given. Annaprasana samskara should be performed on the 6th day of 6th month. The parents of the baby should take sankalpa. Sarvada mrishtanna praptyartham, sarva kamyartha siddhyartham, annaprasana karma karishye. I shall do annaprasana karma to my child for obtaining good, delicious food throughout the life, for the attainment of all desired fruits. So saying, for the first time, such a food should be kept in the mouth or on the tongue of the baby. That food which is yajna prasada or havishyana, which is to be offered to the god, should be cooked with cow milk mixed with jaggery and honey. Later we have to add honey after cooking is over. That should be kept in a silver bowl after offering that to Ishtadevatas and Kuladevatas. That which is like fig juice should be given to the baby with golden ring without any stones. The father should keep the baby on his lap. Either mother or maternal uncle, Menamama we say, should first keep that paramanna. It is a sort of gujju, very juicy like. So that should be given 4 times on the lower lip or the tongue of the baby while the priest is reciting the mantras. Later, the mother, father, grandparents, and all other near relatives can feed the child mildly and bless the child to live long. In a Dharma Grantha called Kalamruta, it is said, Annaprasana marphakasya subhadam masyeva yugme shubhe shashtatha vatha panchamadi divase mase vadhunam gruhe. Annaprasana ceremony should be done in the house of baby's maternal grandmother, that is mother's mother, Ammamma. If this Annaprasana is performed on the 6th day of 6th month, then it is okay. We need not have to see any special auspicious day or tithi or muhurta. Otherwise, for the baby boys, that is boys in the even months, and for girl babies, it should be on the odd months. We have to perform this Annaprasana. Seeing an auspicious day, this samskara can be done on Monday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and either on Vidya or Tadiya or Panchami Tithi or Saptami or Dashami and Trayodasi or even Chaturdasi before Paurnami. It should not be done on Navami Tithi, says the Shastra. Seeing good nakshatra for the baby and father, the muhurta should be fixed either on Sampatara or Kshematara or Sadhanatara or Mitratara or Paramamitratara. But mostly all people perform Annaprasana on the 6th day of 6th month. Shanmasa Shashta Divase Kuryad Annaprasanam. This is the Shastra Vakya. Shastra tells that for doing Annaprasana, the baby must have got the teeth by that time. Otherwise, pressure falls on the soft gums and the teeth after coming may fall down early. If the milky teeth start to fall very late and new teeth also come very late, then those tooth would be very strong and will stay lifelong, and span of life also increases. Therefore, it is advised to do Annaprasana on 6th day of 6th month, but directly rice or hard things should not be given to the baby. The child should be fed with only liquid foods and juicy foods. Farix, etc. powders may be mixed in the milk and can be given. Slowly, month after month, the diet can be modified. Rice, dal, vegetables, etc. may together be cooked in a cooker, and after smashing well, little salt should be added with plenty of ghee, or ghee and honey instead of salt also can be added and given to the baby. When the baby is in the womb of the mother, they say God pours life to the baby during the entrance of 6th month. So then onwards, that baby may take the liquids that are there, womaniru, etc. in the stomach, in that womb. That enters the stomach of the baby, and that defect still remains a little in the stomach. So that should completely go out. The baby needs energy. So in the Sankalpa of Annaprasana, they say, Garbha Malambupana dosha nivrutyartham, for the removal of the defect of drinking the dirty water of the womb. The delicate baby, that is the delicate body of the baby, especially the stomach, liver, digestive system, should get purified and be strengthened. And the baby should develop the capacity to adjust the outside food. Till that time, the baby should drink mother's milk only. Mother's milk is like nectar to the children, gives strength to the body and increases resistance of the body. So even after Annaprasana, the mother should give her milk to the baby as long as the milk comes, or at least for 1 year, certainly. While doing Annaprasana, everyone follow their own traditional customs, and some do with payasam, some do with curd rice, mixed with cow ghee and honey. Bothayana Maharshi, Aswalayana Maharshi, and Hiranyakesi Maharshi, etc. sages say in Gruhya Sutras that curd should be mixed in the cooked rice. Even Apastamba Gruhya Sutras, it is said, Dathi Mathu Krutodhanam. Dathi means purifies.
అమ్మ మీరు మ్యూట్ అయిపోయారు. అమ్మ మీరు మళ్ళా వస్తే బెటర్ ఏమో చూడండి, అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. ఉన్నారు, లైన్ లోనే ఉన్నారు, ఆన్లైన్ ఉన్నారు, బట్ వాయిస్ వినపడట్లేదు, కనపడట్లేదు.
The internet connection got disconnected. Sorry. The cow ghee increases buddhi, the intellect, and also helps the easy digestion. Krutena vardhate buddhihi, we say. Ayur krutam, we say. Cow ghee is the span of life. So cow ghee is very useful and powerful, having the herbal power in it. Kalau Parashara Smritihi, we say. In Parashara Smriti, it is said, Kshirodhanam. milky rice should be given. Havishyana should be cooked. Then it should be divided into 4 parts. One part to be submitted in the fire. Another part should be given to the guests. Third part should be given to the birds and animals. And fourth part should be mixed with cow ghee, cow milk, and boiled smoothly and mixed with honey. That mixture should be offered to the god and then should be given to the child, considering the body to be the temple, and this Paramanam is being offered to the Paramatma residing in the body. While keeping that Paramatma, while keeping that Paramanam with golden ring on the lower lip of the baby. 4 times they have to put this while the priest is uttering these 4 mantras. So the mantras that should be recited at that time are Om Purapam Tvoshathinagum Tadrasam Prashayami. Om Kuvarapam Tvoshathinagum Rasam Prashayami. Om Suvarapam Tvoshathinagum Rasam Prashayami. Om Purpuva Suvarapam Voshathinagum Rasam Prashayami. So while uttering these mantras, the father should keep that, father or maternal uncle or mother or according to their custom should keep this on the lower lip of the baby for 4 times. Deho Devalaya Prokto, Jivo Deva Sanatanaha is the saying of Shruti. Sri Krishna Paramatma also said, Iswara Sarvaputanam Pruddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. To the newborn baby from the very Annaprasana Samskara, we are teaching that we are eating the prasada of God. And what we are eating, we are offering to the Paramatma residing in us. Paramatma is taking that and is giving us energy. We should make habituated to this type of behavior in life. This is the tradition we got from our sages. We all human beings grow due to the food, annam we eat. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Annadeva khalvimani bhutani jayante, Annadeva jatani jivanti, Annam prayanti apisam vishanti, Annam brahmeti vyajanat. Annam is Brahman. All living beings are taking birth from Annam, living by the food, and are being merged in the matter, that is Annam. So one should never blame or insult the food, Annam. Pranova Annam, Shariram Annadam, Prane Shariram Pratishtitam, Tasmad Annam na Nindyat, Tad Vratam. That is the vow we should always honor. Annam Bahukurvita, Tad Vratam. Annam should be honored and respected and prayed. That is the vow. Thus, in several ways, the importance of food is explained. After the Annaprasana process is completed, the Brahmins, that is the Ritviks, recite Anna Sukta and bless the baby and the parents and all those who are present there, that they will never have any difficulty in getting the food throughout their life. The food we eat and the food we feed the children is to be divine herbal medicine. It should have such medicinal power, and also divine blessings and anugraha should be there in the food which we take, which we eat and take. We should pray that such a herbal power should give strength and vigor to us. Ahara suddhau sattva suddhihi, says the Shastra. If the food we eat is sattvika and shuddha, pure, then we will be healthy and will have sattvika gunas, that is divine qualities. So we should eat sattvika ahara. It is said in the Shastras that at the time of Annaprasana, we should praise our Urja Shakti. Then we will get vigor and power. At the time of taking food, we should pray Goddess Annapurna. Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Pranavallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Fiksham Dehi Cha Parvati. we should pray Annapurna Devi to give us jnana as the food and vairagya as the food. So knowledge and detachment should be given to us by Annapurna Devi as bhiksha that we take, and we should get liberated thereby. Our Bharata Desha is Krushi Pradhana Desha and shines with spiritual knowledge. It is our tradition to worship Anna Devata, recognizing the great power, Mahima of her, and keep our children under the protection of her. Thus, our children start worshipping Goddess Annapurna Devi since Annaprasana. So, this samskara should be performed according to Shastras. After all this process is completed, women, that is Muttaidulu, we say, give harati to the parents and the baby. The holy priest blesses them as Annapati Rannadu Vardhamanu Puyaha. Master of Anna, who eats Anna, grow high. Annapati is our prana, the life in us. This body is Annada because we got the senses with which we eat. Who eats the food is Annada. Our body and life, prana, should grow perfectly, is the blessings given by the priest and Veda to us. After doing Annaprasana, the child should be given 1 spoon or 2 spoons full of such food prepared for him or her separately. As a part of this Annaprasana, we celebrate a certain display and entertainment with the child. The floor should be cleaned neat. A carpet should be stretched on it. At a place, such objects like holy textbooks like Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, etc. Then ordinary school books, pen, pencil, slate, pencil, chalk piece, etc. Then money, gold chains, eatables like sweets, fruits, and anything. And then kitchen articles, doctor's stethoscope, etc. Drawing sheets, color sketches, color pens, brushes with which they paint. Then turmeric, kunkuma, then flowers, God's idols and photos, etc. All these items should be kept near at a place. At a little distance, the child should be kept in the posture of crawling. Then coming on the side of the articles, we should call the baby to crawl and come to us. Then whatever object the child takes first time in her hand or his or her hand, that would be considered as a sign of its future development, in what sort of education she would shine, in what sort of profession it would come up. Afterwards, the baby should be taken into hands and all the elders bless the baby to live long. Dirghayushman Bhava, Dirghayushmati Bhava. Thus, Annaprasana Samskara should be performed traditionally. All living beings live and grow by eating the food. Taking such a food should start with devotion and gratitude to God. The aim of our life is to gain highest knowledge and get liberation. While living, we should serve all living beings and our nation. More than this, we should elevate our Atma. Atmonnati is always needed for us. In arranging these Vastu Pradarshana Veduka, parents will know what is the interested item to their child as Janmantara Samskara of that baby, and also in what sort of profession the child may shine in his or her life, and may encourage the child in that particular study after grows a little. Then what sort of education should be given, etc. also would be considered. So they celebrate it with all the relatives and friends. Now, Chuda Karma or Chaula Samskara is the 8th Samskara. We say Puttuventrikalu to remove the Puttuventrikalu. The Chuda Karma Samskara is the ritual of removing the hair that came at the time of the birth of babies. This hair removal samskara should be performed within a year of the baby's birth or at the beginning of the 3rd year. This is done during odd months for boys and during even months for girls. Until then, the soft hair that was there on the head by birth protects the baby's soft head. God gave us the most precious body and sent us into this world. We should purify ourselves with Vedic mantras, Vedic rituals, grow spiritually, live righteously, to extinguish the karmas, to gain the knowledge, to be liberated. Every part of the body, every sense organ given by God to us at the time of our birth is the most precious and to be guarded throughout our lives. But the congenital hair on the head should be removed completely within 3 years. By staying in the mother's womb, the hair soaks in that acidic waters. The hair gets dirty. That pollution did not go with just taking head baths, giving head baths. Moreover, the Purva Janma vasanas and the past memories linger to the hair. So the Shastras instruct us to remove that hair. This is called as a removal of birth hair. It is said that if the congenital hair is removed, the defect will go away. The hair that comes later grows very thick, darker and longer and more beautiful than the original hair that is there on the head. Usually, it is customary for our Andhras to take off the hair at Tirumala and present the hair to Sri Venkateswara Swami. Many people remove the hair of their children at some temple or shrines. If anyone wishes, they can do this samskara at their house also. The scriptures say that Janmanoti Tritiye Varshe Chaulam Punarvasvog. This Chuda karma should be done during the 3rd year from the birth of the baby and in the Punarvasu Nakshatra, because it takes normally 1 year time for the head to become strong and hard. The middle part of this middle part where the Sahasrara Chakra is there, that part is called as Madu, the middle part. That would be very soft and it is like a hollow. Upanishads say that Paramatma enters into each human being through this Madu, Sahasrara Chakra, which is called as the most important place where Parvati Parameswara reside, that is the Parabrahman resides. So the hair should be removed at the end time of 1st year or at the beginning of 3rd year. When 3rd year enters, it should not be done during 2nd year. If the mother is pregnant, then within 5th month, this Chuda karma can be performed to the elder baby. But after 5th month of pregnancy, until delivery is over, it should not be done. After fixing an auspicious muhurta to perform this ritual, they should request the priest to do puja karyakrama, and they should also fix a barber also for this purpose if they perform at home. On that holy day, the mother, father and the child should take holy bath, wear new clothes, do Vinayaka puja and then worship Agnihotra, Agnideva and do Agnikarya. The father should do his Nitya karma also and Agnikarya. Parents should inform the child about this in the beginning itself and prepare the child mentally ready, saying that if this hair is given to God, God will give very beautiful, nice new hair and also good buddhi, intelligence and happy life, good education, etc. also would be given by God. In Andhra families, the maternal uncle, that is Menamama, has to first cut the hair with scissors when the child sits on the lap of father. Later, the barber may remove the hair, leaving pancha shikhas on the head Some people remove the hair from 5 places and remaining hair would be removed at a later date. But mostly the entire hair on the head should be removed completely for the first time. Starting from the right side, then left, next in the middle, and then on the sides, both the sides, and lastly at the back, they have to remove the hair. After these puttu ventrikalu, then next time onwards, mostly for boys, the hair on the head would be removed partly, leaving a shikha called as pilaka, we say, at the back. After this process of removing the birth hair, the child should be given Mangala Snana and she should wear the new clothes. She or he should wear the new clothes. The parents should give Tambula and Dakshina and new clothes to the barber, the Kshuraka, who removed this hair. The father has to collect this hair in a new cloth and offer it to God. Then Susruta Samhita and Charaka Samhita say that by this Chaula Karma, the longevity, the beauty will increase to the child. The Pancha Shikhas are observed at the time of Upanayana, and Shikha will be maintained lifelong. Scholars call this ritual as Ayush Karma because it increases the span of life of the child. There are scientific and health aspects behind wearing a shikha, the crown at the back of the head. That is actually that place where the shikha is there, that place is called as Muchikalagunta Bayas in our Telugu. On the back of our head, we have a gland called as medulla oblongata. Because this shikha, the hair is attached to it, our nervous system functions properly and actively. The word shikha reminds us of the flame of the fire and also the peak of the mountain, the top of the mountain. Wearing shikha means having a beam of spiritual energy and light. Those who wear the shikha will be able to attain spiritual progress and serenity. Our Shastras say that all Hindus should have this shikha. Ladies have it in the form of jada. In ancient times, all men had the same length of hair as women used to have. Later on, men used to keep up only shikha and remove the hair on the head. In due course of time, due to foreign invasions and foreign rule, certain changes took place in practicing our traditions and customs, but still our rituals and customs are being practiced. However, there are slight differences in the practice of customs and cultures depending upon the region where people stay and the languages they speak and the Apastamba Sutra, etc. Differences are there in following the Vedic parts also. So, slight differences will be there depending upon the Smruti Granthas they follow. Also, our sages gave these customs for universal welfare of all human beings. So we should follow them and get benefited and liberated from the chains of these worldly ties. Now, 9th samskara is Karna Veda Samskara, ear piercing ritual. Shastra says that ear piercing samskara should be done for both girls and boys. It is said for protection and decoration. Rakshanartham Aparanartham cha. However, the girls were told to have their ears pierced as well as their nose also should be pierced. And ladies should wear golden ear ornaments and nose ornament known as mukkera, we say. This ritual is usually performed at the end of 3rd year or at the beginning of 5th year. But mostly girls get ears piercing before 1 year. Normally during 8th month also we do that. The nose is also pierced but before 10 years, after 4-5 years. Many diseases can be protected by this samskara. From the point of view of health and also medicinally, this cult is of great significance. by making the holes near the ears and letting the sunlight fall there through the holes of the ears. The nervous system is strengthened. The ovaries are strengthened and nourished. The girls must have their left ear pierced first and then right ear. But for boys, the right ear should be pierced first and then left ear with either golden string or silver string. That is called as Shravani. The goldsmith should be given tambula with dakshina and cloths and be saluted. After keeping these golden strings called chuttu, bangaru chuttu we say, for some months or maybe for some years also, slowly girls start wearing different types of ear ornaments, earrings, then duddulu we say, then hangings, lolakulu, etc. Then sometimes studded with stones or even diamonds. Even boys wear gold rings or diamond rings to the ears. Devala Maharshi says that it is sin to see the face of a Brahmin without his ears pierced. The sun rays must go through the holes made on the ears. By ear piercing samskara, we can hear not only outside sounds, but also we can listen to the sounds which are within us. That is the anahata sound we can hear, and also develop concentration and receive spiritual enlightenment. Even at foreign countries, people get their ears pierced with the intention of wearing ornaments to look beautiful and attractive. But our sages made it a custom and ritual to be followed by all of us for the welfare of human beings, because there is scientific reason behind this custom. It prevents people from getting the disease called antravruddhi. Nowadays, it is called in medical terminology as hernia. Hernia and hydrocele problems are common for men, and they get operated for this because mostly men do not wear ear decoration, that is ear ornaments. This hernia problem is very, very less among women, mostly nil we can say, because they get ear ornaments, they get their ears pierced. In ancient times, all men and women used to wear these ear ornaments, but in due course of time and due to foreign rule, our people lost many customs and started adopting foreign methods. The earrings, we call duddulu, are of the Pancha Mangalya Chiknas. Jagadguru Sri Adishankara Bhagavatpada says the reason why God Shiva is intact even after drinking halahala, the poison, is due to the power of the earrings Mata Parvati Devi is wearing. Tava Janani Tatanka Mahima, he says. The nervous system in our body is a wonderful creation of God. If there is pain at one place, the nerves in the other part of the body will respond. Millions of years ago, our Maharshis knew these truths that modern scientists are discovering now with experimenting with modern technology and machines. Our sages taught us how to respect everyone in the society, all professions and all essential, that is all sorts of professionals are important and essential for the life of all human beings. They have developed a tradition, that is our elder sages have developed a tradition of respecting all of them. Those who are skilled in professionalism, like that is no matter what they do, all should be vritti vidyas, we say, they all should be respected. Every girl does pranama to the bangles when once she wears the bangles to the hands. Actually, Malaram, they say that person who brings the Gajula Malaram, that is the roll of bangles, he makes the girls wear to their hands. So immediately after getting the bangles to their hands, they bow down to the bangles and also to the person who gave them these bangles. Then in case of good or bad incidents occur in our house, we give clothes, money and tambulam to washermen chakali we say, saying that that would be kadupu chalava, that would be for the good of us. And we seek their blessings. We ask them to bless the child. We say that as kadupu chalava, because by washing, that is, they are using the water, and water is the divine, water is God, Varuna Deva, and Varuna Deva's anugraha would be more for washermen. So we respect them. We respect and salute every professional. After ear piercing and making Mangala Sutras also, we give money, cloths and tambulam to goldsmith and salute him. Similarly, we honor the Vajyakaras of Sannai, then Dolu, Maddala, we say the drum beats, Mrudangam, and flute also at the time of Upanayanam and Vivaha occasions. Thus, in the olden days, everyone lived with mutual love, harmony, and respect. That sort of harmony and good behavior is lacking a little at present days. This sort of former orthodox glory should be restored once again. It would become possible only if we fully understand and practice our customs, our traditions, and our culture, leaving the imitations of foreign culture, and start doing all Shodasa karmas with proper knowledge and Shraddha. If we realize the greatness and benefits behind these rituals established by our sages, then everyone would practice them and get benefited. Our Shastra tells us that the girls must get their nose pierced and wear an ornament called mukkara or mukkupudaka, a golden ornament with maybe pearls or ruby or diamond or any stone of Navaratnas. When we breathe in and breathe out, it clings to the gold so that our sense organs work perfectly. Our eyesight improves, our throat works better, and we have the ability to speak well. This Mukkupudaka got such a wonderful power. The Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna nerves, which are main in our body, are energized by the healthy way of life given by our sages, and then our spinal cord also works very well. Nasal piercing prevents the germs to enter into the nose. It corrects the nervous system and makes the brain and body function properly, which increases our span of life. Even nose ornament is considered as an auspicious sign as Panchamangalya Chihnas. Panchamangalya Chihnas. Women wear for the protection of their husbands. Then the Sindura at the Papidi we keep, the bangles, ear ornaments, and Mangala Sutra and Nalla Pusalu, the black beads on neck, and Mattelu we wear to the second finger of both the feet. Along with these are the Panchamangalya Chihnas, and along with them is Mukkara. All the above 5 are worn by the women at the time of marriage, especially, but earrings, bangles, and nostril, this Mukkara to the nostril would be worn since childhood. They all are Sri Rama Raksha to their husbands. The Mukkara protects the span of life of her husband. Shastra says that if the exhale, we inhale and exhale, the exhaled breath left by the bride during the marriage ceremony touches the hands of her husband at the time of tying Mangala Sutra on her neck, it will decrease the life of that husband. So, if there is an ornament or mukkara to the nose, on the nose, it obstructs and completely stops that defect. The exhaled air would be purified and no harm occurs to her husband. That is why in the olden days, every girl wears mukkara to the nostril. Nowadays, it is reduced a little. Therefore, the girls who do not have such mukkara, at the time of marriage, when the husband, Vara, takes Mangala Sutra in the hands and approaches the Vadhu, then the The bride should slowly inhale the air and stop the breath till he completes tying and decorates the knots with turmeric and kunkuma. Then he removes the hand slowly. She can exhale when he completely takes his hands. So after Mangala Sutras are tied or makkas to anyone. So this nose piercing is a part of ear piercing, which we got significance. The 10th one, 10th samskara is Aksharabhyasa samskara. This samskara Aksharabhyasa is the most powerful samskara among all these 10 samskaras. Pranodi Saraswati Vaje Vajinivati Dhinam Avitriyavatu. We should praise Saraswati Mata, Goddess Saraswati, who gives Vidya, wisdom, Jnana. And we should praise Sharada Mata to get the real knowledge, Brahma Jnana, and get elevated. Aksharabhyasa means to practice letters, that is to learn letters, aksharas. Akshara means imperishable. Kshara means that which is destroyed. Akshara means non-destroyable. The ultimate goal of human life is to know the imperishable in this perishable world. How to know this Akshara Tattva, which is as Antaryami in this universe? It is by Akshara Jnana, Akshara Jnana. How to get Akshara Jnana? It is by Sravana. Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. For this, it is important to listen, to read and to write. First of all, Sravana is very important. Some sounds are coming. Please kindly all of you mute your... It is by Manana and Nididhyasana we get the knowledge of Akshara. Sir, please mute all other people. Sravana is important. We should listen. What we listen, we must repeat. Because it is very important to read and write. So we have to say that we have to repeat what we heard. For this, it is enough to listen to the words of parents and relatives or elders, whoever come near and talk. But to listen to the words of mother, father, teachers and elders is not just enough. Only listening is not sufficient. We should be able to write what we heard and what we speak. We should also be able to read and write perfectly. So reading and writing also are very important to acquire knowledge. We should be able to pronounce the letters properly and be able to write the letters correctly. This practice of learning the letters, to know the letters, to write and to pronounce the letters, it is very essential to start learning the letters first. Thus, taking our hand into his hand, our Father starts to teach us letters by making us write on the letters he wrote and on letters he wrote on the slate. And this is called as Akshara Abhyasa. Akshara Abhyasa, practicing of writing and reading letters. Akshara Abhyasa is that ritual which makes the child learn writing the letters, utter the letters, and make him travel in that direction by which the child travels for getting knowledge, Brahma Jnana, by the favor of Goddess Sri Saraswati Mata. Laukika Jnana and Paralaukika Jnana, both should be acquired by all human beings. So, since childhood, the child should get accustomed to acquire the knowledge. That pious and most important sacrament is Aksharabhyasa. All the letters, A to Ksha, all are the forms of goddesses. They are the different forms of God Saraswati Mata. To start to worship her is Aksharabhyasa. To get initiated into this worship of letters, to know the tattva, the nature of letters is called as Aksharabhyasa. Ishana Sarva Vidyanam Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Brahmadhipatir Brahmanodhipatir Brahma Shivo me astu sada Shivom. God Parameswara is the Lord of all Vidyas, all education, or the entire Jnana, knowledge. The lower and higher studies, knowledge belonging to this world, or the knowledge belonging to Paravidya, Parabrahman, the ultimate reality, both Para and Apara Vidyas are under the control of Maheswara, Parameswara. That is why at the time of Aksharabhyasa, the greatest Siddha mantra, Shadakshari Mahamantra, would be made to write by the child, but not in the form of mantra as it is, but changing it a little. This is called as Onamalu Diddatamu, we say. After this Aksharabhyasa Samskara, children would be sent to school to study and learn to read and write and to gain knowledge. When should this Aksharabhyasa be done to the children? For this our Shastra says and Jyotish Shastra says, Udagar ke panchami abde, panchame masi panchame, divase apicha balanam akshara grahanam smrutam. It should be done on the 5th day of 5th month of the 5th year of the child. Then we need not have to see for any muhurta. That would be the most auspicious muhurta. Otherwise, we have to see an auspicious day to perform this ritual. Vasanta Panchami Tithi is the most glorious time for Aksharabhyasa. Similarly, we can celebrate this festival and Samskara on Vijayadashami day also. Panchami Tithi is Goddess Saraswati Mata's favorable Tithi. So during Uttarayana Punyakala, on any Panchami Tithi, Aksharabhyasa can be done. In Bruhaspati Smruti, it is said like this. Shanmasiketu Samprapte Prantis Sanjayate Yataha Kshatraksharani Spashtani Dhatraksharani Spashtani Patra Chudan Yatah Para. For the newly born baby, nothing would be known till 6 months. When 6th month enters, that ignorance will vanish. The infant will be able to concentrate on objects consistently and becomes able to hear the sounds and recognize. The baby starts to recognize his mother, her mother, father, and other family members. So elders say the child should be started to learn by teaching about several things since 6th month of the baby. In fact, from 6th month, the babies try to learn by imitating the parents and elders. Even when they are of the age of days, they express by weeping their necessities. If they are hungry, if they want to sleep, or if they felt any uncomfortable thing, something, then they express by different types of tones weeping. That is, they got the knowledge even at that time. Because that is the God-given gift. The knowledge is given to every individual by birth by the God. The children, if they are happy, they smile happily, making different sound. We call that as Kerintalu. As they grow older, they learn to imitate the sounds made by others. Thus, babies' learning begins with listening, hearing. Then they try to utter one letter. Later, 2 letters word like atta, tata, etc. Thus, slowly by listening, they learn first. Thus, the children already start learning. The mother and father are the first teachers to every child. The grandparents and all the adults in the house, elders of the house are also the teachers. Everyone teaches something or other to the growing baby by their words and deeds. Thus, slowly as the time passes, the child learns a lot by listening to the elders, by questioning and getting answers. His intelligence develops. But just listening and speaking is not enough. The baby should be able to read and write. Related to this is the Aksharabhyasa Samskara, to worship goddess of Vak Devi, for getting the power of Vak. Yajnavalkya Smriti says that the child should be initiated into education by doing Aksharabhyasa Samskara at the age of 5th or 7th. Until then, the child can be taught to learn by heart the poems of Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavad Gita, or Bhagavatam, or Devata Stotras, the poems of Sumati Setaka, Vemana Setaka, etc. So many stotras, suktas, slokas are there, subhashitas. From the elders of the house, they should learn. Stories of Panchatantra, Hitopadesha, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then Bharata stories. So many stories are there relative to that. We can tell the stories to children. And Prahlada, Dhruva, Sravanakumara, etc. stories should be taught to them. Orally, anything can be taught as if it is a play for them, but not compulsorily. We should never force the children to read or write or do any such work with force before Aksharabhyasa. Until Aksharabhyasa is done, nothing the child can write or read. But nowadays, the infants of 2.5 years old babies are being sent to the schools as pre-nursery. LKG starts at the age of 3.5 years. So it is becoming essential to do Aksharabhyasa when the child gets into 3rd year. After getting the basic knowledge required to know the knowledge of letters, and the child becomes ready to read and write, then Aksharabhyasa should be performed. After Aksharabhyasa, the child should get habituated to get up at Brahmi Muhurta. This is compulsory. The mother especially make the child get up early in the morning at Brahmi Muhurta and make it a habit to read and memorize, practicing writing Aksharas and uttering loudly. For Sri Ramachandra, as soon as the Aksharabhyasa is performed, they did Churika Bandhana, tying a sword to the waist, because he is a Kshatriya. For Brahmins, gaining Shastra Jnana and Brahma Jnana is essential. So as soon as the Aksharabhyasa is performed, done to the children, especially for Brahmins, they should take the books in hand, slate pencil and chalk piece, etc. It is essential for all human beings to study and acquire knowledge. To do any work, knowledge is essential. Thinking power develops by education. Reasoning, rational power also increases by studying. So one has to study. In ancient world, that is in ancient age, all Shastras studied orally and preserved orally by passing on from one generation to another generation. Many people were mostly Ekasanthagrahis, Dvisanthagrahis. They could learn by heart only by just reciting once or twice. But such power will not be there for all human beings of all the times. If once the Guru preaches the mantras, the students used to repeat it 10 times and do manana for 100 times. So thus they used to keep them in memory as it is and used to teach to their students, disciples. Thus through Guru Sishya Parampara, the Vedas and Shastras were preserved for lakhs of years. But due to the cruel behavior of the Mushkaras who burnt uncountable crores of granthas, Talapatra granthas and manuscripts, Many of our Vidyas we lost. They were lost. Even then, we Bharatiyas are at Guru Sthana to the entire world in many Vidyas, especially Tattvajnana, Vedanta, philosophy, we say spirituality. Formerly, our Vidyas had been preserved orally, only orally, later writing on talapatras, nowadays printing on papers. We are preserving in the form of books. Entire Mahabharata of 1 lakh slokas had been told by Sri Vedavyasa Maharshi without stopping anywhere, and Sri Mahaganapati wrote that on palm leaves without keeping the ghanta, the writing pen. Once he started to write till he completed that. Then onwards only they say this Akshara Abhyasa has started and became a tradition when once writing started by Mahaganapati. Normally, this Akshara Abhyasa is being done to Brahmins at the age of 3 and for all other castes at the age of 5. Now, let us know the procedure of this Akshara Abhyasa, which is not only a ritual but is celebrated as a festival, inviting all relatives. This can be performed at Basara or at Vargal or at any temple of Maha Saraswati Devi, or even at their residence house also. On the selected auspicious day, the parents and the child should take holy bath in the early morning, wear new clothes, either in the Puja Mandira or in the hall. On east side, the Mantapa should be arranged for worshipping goddess Saraswati Devi along with Kuladevatas, Ishtadevatas. Then Samba Sadasiva, Dakshinamurti, Sri Subramanyeswara Swami and Sri Hayagriva Swami, etc., keeping their photos or idols. The holy granthas like Srimad Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita also should be kept aside for worshipping them. All puja items are to be kept ready. 5 or 7 or 9 slates and slate pencils also should be kept aside to be distributed among the children who come there. First Ganapati Puja should be done to Haridra Ganapati or Pasupu Ganapati as we say. Then Goddess Saraswati Mata and all other deities should be worshipped with Shodasopachara Puja. Nitya Puja is to be completed before. On one slate, Om should be written, and on the other side of the same slate, it should be the Sri, the letter Sri should be written by the father. Parents should make the child worship that slate and slate pencil with puja dravyas. She should keep that for herself. Now the father should take into hands the big silver plate with rice in it. Keeping the child on the lap, father should draw 2 lines on the plate, dividing that into 3 parts. At the top part, O Na Maha should be written. In the middle part, Si Va Yaha should be written. And at the bottom part, Siddham Namaha. Na Maha. Siddham Na Maha should be written. Now the father has to take the hand of the child, should make he or her write the same on the letters he wrote. Later, taking the slate into the hands, father should hold the hand of the baby and while uttering loudly, O Na Maha, Siva Yaha, Siddham Namaha, 3 times, make the baby write with slate pencil on it. Then keeping the slate and the slate pencil, making the baby worship the slate and slate pencil with and the letters on the rice with turmeric, kunkuma, chandana, flowers, etc. and akshatas. Giving dhupa and deepa, naivedya should be offered. Mangala Harati should be given. When the father is chanting the Panchakshari Mahamantra, though not as it is, yet the spiritual power enters into the body of the baby. The most sacred Shadakshari or Panchakshari Mahamantra can be given only by a guru to a disciple at the proper time. But now at the time of Akshara Abhyasa, this Siddha Mantra will be given indirectly. It will be written and given to the child by the father but not in the form of a mantra. The rishis changed it a little and gave to us to follow. Every child is not Prahlada or Dhruva to receive the very powerful mantras at the age of 5 years. Here in Aksharabhyasa Samskara, our Maharshis arranged it in such a way that the power of that Siddha mantra is given to the child through the father at the age of 5 itself, at the time of Aksharabhyasa. Now onwards, the child should adopt the method that nothing belongs to me, that is to him or to her. Everything is given to God. Everything is given by the God to us because everything belongs to God. O na maha, we say. O God, na maha, nothing is mine. Siva yaha, then Siva yaha, Sivaya, we say. Everything belongs to Siva. The God, the auspiciousness, Siva means. Siddham namaha. I bow down and do pranam for getting perfection, Siddhi. Thus, for us, Telugu people, Adhyatmika Vidya is given at the time of Aksharabhyasa. God Siva is directly Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya. It is by the favor of Paramashiva that Saraswati Mata is giving us the knowledge of letters. We say Panchakshari Mahamantra with Pranava and say Siddham Namaha. But now Pranava is not uttered fully, only O and that is O is uttered. Then splitting all the letters separately, we utter and make the child repeat as O na maha. Siva yaha. Siddham na maha. Namaha is also can be said as it is, and but na maha, as we say, namaha is also not uttered as one word, but separately and together also we utter only the word namaha. Because we have to salute, we say namaha, because we should feel that nothing belongs to us. So na maha. Shivaya is not uttered as one word, but Sivaya. Yaha means he who says. Shiva gets Siddhi. Shiva means auspiciousness. Shiva is Sarvamangala Devi, Parvati Devi also. So in one word Shiva and Shiva both exist. Ardhanariswara Tattva. So I salute to Parvati Parameswara, who are the word and the meaning, word and its meaning. The word and its meaning are inseparable, avipadya. The Shiva and Shivani Tattva is eternal, that exists permanently. They are Siddha. This mantra is so powerful, and because it is Siddha mantra, whoever utter this mantra either in the form of mantra or separately, even for them this mantra yields fruits. At the time of Aksharabhyasa, the child is made to worship such a great mantra and Shiva and Parvati and Paramatma, Parabrahman. The word Siddhi is the name of God, Paramatma. We say Siddhyai Namaha. Salutation to Parameswara, who is in Siddhi Rupa. Siddhi means Sarvakarya Siddhi, Jnana Siddhi, Moksha Siddhi. Parameswara gives all Siddhis to us. Thus, the child is made to worship Parvati Parameswara. Vagartha viva sampraktau vagartha pritipattaye jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameswarau. When the child worships Ganesha, Shiva Parvati, Saraswati Mata and the books and slates, etc., she should distribute those slates and slate pencils she kept aside to all the small children present there, along with some sweets, keeping the slate for herself on which she wrote that Siddha mantra. Parents should make her recite Saraswati stotras and slokas such as Saraswati, Namastupyam, etc. We all know all these stotras. Then Talli Ninnu Tananchi Pustakamu Chetan Punitim, all these. Then Saraswati, Tviyandrushva, Veena, Pustakatharini, etc. Saraswati, Dwadasha Nama Stotra. Certainly we should recite all these stotras and slokas of Saraswati Mata every day, and the child should be made to recite them and learn by heart. Potanamatya, who translated Srimad Bhagavata into Telugu, wrote a very wonderful mantra bharita stotra padya, sloka, padya on Saraswati Devi, completely getting the power of all Saraswati Suktas of Vedas in it. That poem is, it is in Telugu poem, but all words are Sanskrit words and divine words. That padya is Sharada Niradendu Khanasara Patira Marala Mallika Hara Tushara Pena Rajata Chilakasya Panisya Kunda Mandara Suthapayuthi Sita Tamara Samara Vahini Supakara Tanoppu Ninnu Madhiganaga Nennadu Kalgu Bharati. In this one poem, the essence and all bijaksharas of all Saraswati Suktas that are there in the Vedas are kept and hidden. Inherently, they are there. Even this poem should be made to learn by heart. After all this process is completed, they should give Harati to the baby and her parents. This is the Aksharabhyasa Samskara. All should bless the child. Chiramjiva, Dirghayushman Bhava, Dirghayushmati Bhava, Saraswati Kataksha Siddhirastu, Parameswara Anugraha Praptirastu. The child should be accustomed to wake up in the Brahmi Muhurta, take bath, and keeping Bindu Bottu herself. She should keep this Kunkuma to Goddess Saraswati and start to learn by heart the poems, slokas, lessons, etc. and study well. Get good culture with good education. Even the Rakshasa Hiranyakasipu also praised the greatness of education, study, and sent his son Prahlada to gurus and got him educated. He said if people study, they get the discriminative power. That's very good word he uttered. So people know what is good and what is bad. The discriminative power would be developed only by education and study of scriptures and Guru Padeshas. That is, we should learn, study the scriptures, and we should get Guru Padeshas to gain the real knowledge. Then Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. So by getting such great real good knowledge, one can get liberated, get moksha, the final aim and goal of human life. Such is the importance of Aksharabhyasa Samskara. Now, Swasti for today's teaching. Now, I want to ask certain questions from the topics I covered yesterday and today also. And I like all the students to reply them. I want to know how far they have understood and grasped the essence of these Shodasa Samskaras, the 10 Samskaras so far we completed. So I want to ask the question. Shall I ask? Are there those who are listening? The students, we can say at this time, though they may be very great.
Yes, Amma, you can ask. I have unmuted all. They can unmute by themselves and they can answer.
Okay. Now, first question is, what is meant by samskara? Can anyone answer? Every one of you should try to answer all the questions so that you will have the understanding and we know what you are understanding. And this answering the questions which I asked here now would help all of you to write the questions at the time of examination when the authorities conduct the exam, final exam, and you will score very good marks. Because even all those questions will be included in all these questions I am asking now. What is
Purification.
Purification.
very good. Purification of
Mind, body,
Body,
and soul.
mind, and soul.
and even jiva. Very good.
Jiva.
Very good.
Jiva.
How many samskaras are there as we know? In
16.
general, 48.
48.
48.
48 samskaras.
But generally 16 are only.
Then how many samskaras are there according to Gautama Maharshi?
40.
Very good. How many samskaras we are following now?
16.
Very good. What are the Shodasa samskaras? Can any one of you tell all the 16?
Garbhadana.
Garbhadanam, Pushavanam, Srimantam, Jataka Karma, Namakarana,
One second. Everything is answered by one person only.
Karma Bedi, Akshara Abhyasa, Upanayana,
Karma.
Sanaatana, Upakarma, Upanayana.
Visalakshi ji, everything is being answered by one person only. You ask the name. If you ask somebody to answer the question, that is better. See, otherwise, one person who knows only gives one answer, others people just listening. That's all.
See, I request all of you, one person should answer one question. And even though all of you know the answers of all the questions, please don't repeat. That is, one person is eligible to give answer to only one question. Okay? Let others also try and express their feelings, their answers. Okay.
Harikumari has given it as 16, but you can unmute and answer. Instead of just putting in chat, please try to unmute and answer. If you are not able to unmute, please raise your hand. I will unmute immediately. Please, each of you can do that now.
All these Shodasa samskaras also, the names you should try to learn by heart, because you should know the that is as it is in the sequence. You should know one after another how we perform those samskaras one after another. So it is there in the matter that would be given to you, or you can listen once again what I told yesterday. Then you would be knowing all the 16 in the sequence also. Then which are the samskaras done before the birth of the child? The natal samskaras, I said 3 samskaras. What are they?
Garbhadanam, Pumsavanam, Srimantam.
Very good. And out of all these 3, which one is considered as the best, most important? Out of these 3, other person should answer. Pumsavana, Sa is not that Sa of Shakuntala, Sa, Sarala, Saraswati, Sa. Pumsavana. Simantam, very good, correct answer. Now, which samskara is the first samskara and which is the last samskara? Can anyone say? Other person?
Garbhadanam and Antyashti.
Very good, correct. What is the significance of Garbhadhana samskara? Any ladies also, all of you, try to answer one by one, please. Correct, okay. Why do we do this Garbhadhana samskara? Correct. You can unmute and say. Very good, very good. Right answers. Now, what is the importance of Pumsavana? Why do we do this Pumsavana samskara? What is the main purpose behind this? In 1 or 2 words, can anyone say? No, not organs are formed. No. 3 months of embryo for male child. Then for what? What is the purpose behind this Pumsavana samskara? It is with the intention that embryo a male child. That
Male
is
child. Male child.
Male child. And also for, as you say, other reasons also are there. Protection of embryo and safeguarding that. Even that is. Why Srimanta is considered as the best among all these 3? Very good. That is right answer, which you have showed now. Why Srimanta is considered as the best among these 3 samskaras? Can any one of you tell? Correct. Yes, even that is right. And because it gives happiness and pleasure to the Vadhu, that is the pregnant woman. And other reason also is because it creates a yes, correct, right answer. And also because she wears the bangles, they make the pregnant lady wear so many bangles which stimulate the nervous system and make it easy for to deliver. Normal delivery occurs. So in both the ways, this Srimanta is considered to be the best because she enjoys a lot, and also because it is celebrated as a social festival. All other relatives also would be very happy, and even health points also are there. Now, what is Jata Karma? When do they do this Jata Karma? When should they do this Jata Karma? At what time? Jata Karma. Even before the birth and immediately after the birth, or on the 10th day of the birth, we can celebrate this. Before the birth of the child, when the mother is having the pains, immediately, even before the Jata Ashaucha comes to the father should donate, even that is considered as Jata Karma. Then immediately after the delivery also, then on 11th day also we do this Jata Karma. This is the first ritual, yes, correct, after the birth of the child. Very nice. Which time is considered to be the birth time of the child?
When nose is seen.
Very good, correct answer. What is the significance of Namakarana Samskara? Why should parents give names, not head? It is the nose. When head is coming and the nose is seen, that time is considered as the birth of the child. Then what is the significance of Namakarana Samskara? Why should parents give names to their children? Why should they give the name to the child? So many reasons are there, but the one main reason you should say.
For Sankalpa.
To acquire name and fame is also a point.
No, for having a Sankalpa.
Even that is one of the other points. I told you a very beautiful story also. 2 stories I said. Identity, it's okay. That is one. To develop dynasty, even that is okay, one point. There are so many points for which we have to name. Narayana. No. For the parents to get liberated, we should our children the names of gods, because we have to get liberated ourselves. So the main purpose of naming the child is for the benefit of parents. For the sake of us, we name our children. That is first reason. Then all these reasons also are correct and perfect. Even all these are the main reasons for naming. The child should have identity. The child has to name and fame, get name and fame. All the points which you have showed, all these are correct. How many names will be given to the child at the time of, that is at the time of Namakarana? 3 names we give. What are they? 3 is right answer, but what are they called as? Masanama
Nakshatra.
Nama.
Masanama Nakshatra.
What is meant by Nishkramana? Correct. Masanama, Nakshatranama, Vyavaharanama. What is meant by Nishkramanam?
Delivery. Coming out of the womb.
Coming out of the house. Yes, correct. When should Annaprasana Samskara be performed? Correct. Get into Yajnashala. Okay. Sixth month,
Sixth day.
sixth day, correct. What is the importance of annam, food? Anna, what is the importance of anna? Why should we take annam? Yes, correct. The 6th month, 6th day is right. Okay. What is the importance of food we eat? Annam, Annadevata. Longevity.
Prana.
Prana Shakti. Yes. First of all, we live. We take birth from the annam. We live with the annam and we merge in the annam. So annam is the annagata pranas we say. Annam is most important. Correct. Prana Shakti we get. What is the connected celebration of Annaprasana? Why do we celebrate that? We celebrate some other function. What is that along with Annaprasana? What is that? Vastu Pradarsana, very good. Why do we celebrate that? Yes, correct. Vastu is correct. Why do we celebrate that Vastu Pradarsana function, a sort of entertainment program? To know about the checks, which are very good, in which she or he got interested. Very good. Is Karnaveda essential for girls and boys, or is it to be done only to girls?
For both.
Both. Very good. It should be done to both. When should Akshara Abhyasam be done to a child according to Shastra? 5th year? 5th year, then? No, incomplete. 5th year is only half answer. Correct. 5th year, 5th month, 5th day. Very good. Why should we do Chuda Karma Samskara, Puttuventrikalu? Why do we remove the hair that comes at the time of birth? Why do we perform this Chuda Karma?
From the child would have become, the hair would have become dirty.
Yes.
In the womb, that is the first reason. Then the Purva Samskaras, all that, this one, all the Purva, this one and all should be removed. So we remove the hair.
Be clinging. Yes, very good, very nice. That is why we have to remove this birth hair. Because all other parts are to be protected and safeguarded. But the hair should be removed and later the hair which comes, that would be very pleasant. Then, what is the importance of Karnaveda? Karnaveda Samskara, ear piercing. Yes, that is okay. Ear piercing. What is the importance of this? Spiritual point of view and health point of view. 2 answers you can give. What is the importance of to get resistance power, stimulate mind, to energize the body through the sun's rays. Hernia, to avoid hernia. Yes. Stimulating the nervous system. Yes, correct answers. The sun rays should enter through the holes of the ears. Yes, correct answers. What do father write on the slate at the time of Akshara Abhyasa and makes the child to write on that? At the time of Akshara Abhyasa.
Om Namah in first line.
On the slate, what letters are written by the father on the slate on both the sides? What are the letters?
Om and Shri.
Very good. Then what the father writes, that is on in the rice, making 3 parts, father writes something, isn't it? What are they? What do, that is first part, second part and third part. I am Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. It has become I am.
No, not Om Namah Shivaya is Maha Mantra, Siddha Mantra. That should, actually we should not repeat.
Om Namah Shivaya Siddham Namah.
Tell once clearly.
Om Shivaya Siddham Namah.
O
नमः शिवाय सिद्धं नमः
na siddham.
नमः.
Yes. What would be given to the child on Akshara Abhyasa day by the father in an indirect way? Yes, correct. Now all of you are writing correctly. Okay. Now the last question. What would be given to the child by the father on Akshara Abhyasa day? Indirectly given. Panchakshara Mahamantra. Panchakshara Mahamantra. Very good. Very nice. All of you answered excellently. I hope you have understood Siddha Mantra. Yes, correct. And tomorrow we will start Upanayana Samskara. Prepare to listen to Upanayana Samskara and Upakarma. And then, if time is there, I will ask questions tomorrow itself in the Upanayana and Upakarma topics. Swasti for today. Thank all of you. I thank you all for giving very good answers. Very nice of you.
Dhanyavadaha, Mata Shri. You have really enlightened all of us with Shodasa Samskaras. We thank you heartfully. And we await for your next session with some more questions and another Shodasa Samskaras. Thank you very much. Dhanyavadaha on behalf of Veda Samskruti Samiti and Sanaatana Dharma course participants. Now we will go to the prayer session. I request our President Akalla Garu to do the prarthana.
Is he there? No, okay. Oh. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani paschyantu, ma kachchit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhi
Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamagitamastu
Satcham Vada Dharmanchara Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Hari Om. Namaskara.
Namaskara, Mahodaya. Now I request C.C. Babu Garu to do the national anthem. All of you are requested to stand and sing the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद.
Dhanyavadaha, C.C. Babu Garu.
धन्यवाद.
Now
नमस्कार.
let us end the session for the day.